Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Make It Up Supergirl. Today I'm super excited to be sharing my Ice Cream Beauty box for October 2023. And I'll be showing you how I came up with this makeup look. So if this interests you, please keep watching. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to tickle that cute little bell down below to be notified of all my new content. Alright, let's get started. So before I go ahead and show you everything, I just want to tell you a little bit about the Ice Cream Beauty subscription. The Ice Cream Beauty subscription has two subscriptions. The first one is the beauty bag. You get 3 to 5 items and it's mostly makeup, but sometimes you get skincare as well. The second subscription is the beauty box, and you get 5 to 7 items and you get things like makeup tools. And my favorite thing about the Ice Cream Beauty box is that you get an eyeshadow palette in every box. Alright, let's go ahead and see what I got. So this is what the box looks like. It always comes in this really cute pink box with ice cream and sprinkles. So let's see what's on the inside. So one of the first things I always pull out is the information card, and the information card is going to list the products, give you a small description and the manufacturer retail price. And that is what it looks like. The first item I want to share with you is an eyeshadow palette, and this is from an indie brand called Wicked Widow Cosmetics. And this has a manufacturer price of $36, and it has 4 mattes, 2 duochromes, and 2 shimmers. So let's take a look at how cool it is. And that's the outside of the palette. And those are the beautiful colors. And here are the 2 swatches. Aren't those pretty? Gorgeous. The second item in this box is an eyeshadow primer, and it has a manufacturer price of $5. So let me just show you what it looks like really quickly. And that is what it looks like. The third item in this box is a color changing lip gloss, and this has a manufacturer price of $20, and it will look green, but when you apply it to your skin, it turns into a shade of pink. So let me show you what it looks like. And that is what it looks like. The fourth item in this box is from Ofra Cosmetics, and it's a highlighter. And this has a manufacturer price of $22, and wait till I show you how pretty it is. And that is the beautiful highlighter. The last item in this box is a liquid blush, and this has a manufacturer price of $25. And let me show you what it looks like. And that is what it looks like. And that's the pretty blush right there. Isn't that pretty? Well, that concludes everything that was in my Ice Cream Beauty box. I received 5 items and it had a value of $108. And if you're interested in seeing how I came up with this makeup look, I'll be right back. Now that I have the camera up and close, I'm going to go ahead and start my makeup look. And I'm going to start with the lightest green shade. And I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to pat that all over my eyelid. I'm just going to start patting it on. Get that color in. I really like how this is performing already, and I'm just with the first color. So I'm just gonna get that color all over my eyelid. It's a very nice formula. It's very easy to blend. Wow, that is pretty amazing. That is amazing. I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye, but I'm already telling you right now, I'm super impressed with this eyeshadow formula. I just love how well it performs. It's very buttery, and it's really easy to put on my brush and to blend on my eyelid. And the pigmentation is amazing, so definitely already recommending this eyeshadow palette, and I'm only on the first color. I just love it when eyeshadows perform so flawlessly. And that's one of the reasons why I love Ice Cream Beauty subscription, is you get to know other makeup companies out there and you fall in love with different ones. Wow, I think I'm already done. Alright, now that I'm done with the first shade, I'm going to go ahead and use the dark purple shade, and I'm going to use that to put in my outer corner to darken it up a bit. Alright, so let's go ahead and dip my brush in it and start patting. And this is very pigmented as well, so a little bit's gonna go a long way. Just gonna tap that right in there and lightly blend in just a little bit, just to darken it up. Just gonna pat that in first, and I'm gonna blend in right about underneath my brow bone, that's like right there. And I've said this in other videos, I always like to start with a little bit of shadow because it's always easier to blend versus using too much and then having to blend forever. So be mindful of that when you're trying new eyeshadow palettes from any company. You just want to make sure you use a little and then build up. I'm really liking this color. Just gonna keep on building that up and blending. Get in all those nooks and crannies of my eyelid. I have very, very textured eyelids and they're not perfectly smooth, so it's gonna take me a minute to build it up. And build that definition. Just trying to make sure you can see in the camera what I'm doing. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I really like that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the other side and get that darkened up. So I'm gonna just put a little bit on my brush and pat away. And gently buff it in. And I've said this in other videos that the reason why I pat or tap my shadow is because I have very, very textured eyes. And I just want to make sure I can get all that eyeshadow color on my eyelid. I really love this eyeshadow palette. I love the colors, it's very unique. I don't think I've ever used a green shade like the one that I put on for my base. Now that I'm done with the second shade, I'm going to use the green shimmer shade and I'm going to put that from my inner corner to about right here and see how that looks. Alright, I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to tap it in the shadow and then I'm going to gently put that on my eyelid. Now you can use a brush, but I like using my finger because I feel like it warms up the shimmer shade and it gives you a little bit more control on where you want to apply the shimmer shade. And I'm going to tell you right now, this shimmer shade gets a super rounding A+. Look how amazing that is. That was one swipe of my finger and it already did its job. So this eyeshadow palette's amazing. I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye. Well, I'll tell you what, Ice Cream Beauty is really knocking it out of the park in these boxes with the eyeshadow palettes and the makeup companies that they're using, because the eyeshadows palettes that they've been putting in here are been amazing, and I really love how affordable it is. Wow, I am super impressed with that green shimmer shade. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the light shimmer that's in this palette and I'm going to put a little bit right underneath my eyebrow bone just to do a little highlight and to see how it works. So I am going to use a brush for this and then I'm just going to kind of lightly tap that underneath my brow bone. And as you can see, it's just adding a little teeny weeny highlight, which I really like. Gonna go ahead and do the other side. Do the other side and just tap that on. All right, I think I'm at a really good stopping point right now, so I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup, and then I wanna use the lip gloss that came in this ice cream beauty box, so I'll be right back. All right, now that I have most of my makeup on, I'm gonna go ahead and use this color changing lip gloss, and even though it looks green in the container, it's supposed to turn pink, so let's see what happens. This smells really good. It kind of smells like bubble gum. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on. And let's see if there's magic. Well, this is how pretty the lip gloss turned out. I really, really like it. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back. Well, this is my final look. I think it turned out really, really pretty, and I definitely love this eyeshadow palette. And if you're interested in learning more about the Ice Cream Beauty subscription, I'll leave a link down below. And they did give me a little code to help you save a little bit of money. And thank you always for taking the time to watch my video. I really appreciate it. And please remember to love yourself, love others, know that you're loved, and that we're all beautiful. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.